you can start. We are live now.
The distance between your dreams, the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. Your action is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe. And the only way to do a great action is to love what you do. Good afternoon, one and all. I be Divya Bharti. On behalf of the Department of Physics and Electronics, Kasturba Gandhi Degree and PG College for Women, welcome our principal, vice principal, speaker, my colleagues, and dear participants for the national webinar on relevance of information technology as a career option in current scenario. I now request our dear vice principal, Dr. Rashri ma'am, to speak a few words. Over to Rashri ma'am.
Thank you, Divya. Good afternoon, one and all. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Department of Physics and Electronics, the faculty members and the conveners, Mrs. Divya Bharati and Mrs. Madhavi Reddy, for organizing this national webinar on relevance of information technology as a career option in the current scenario. On behalf of Kasturba Gandhi Degree and PG College for Women, I welcome Mrs. Priyanka Aswad, Business Analyst, Cognizant Technology Solutions. Thank you very much, Madam, for coming on today to talk on this most relevant topic of the day. And I think it is very apt in the current scenario. Many students will be eagerly waiting to know their options in information technology as a career. I welcome all the participants, and I'm very sure that today's webinar will be very, very informative. And I also thank the ICT team for facilitating this webinar and other webinars of the institution. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Divya?
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Madhavi Reddy, Head Department of Physics, to highlight ma'am's profile.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our speaker, Ms. Priyanka Ashwath. Ms. Priyanka is currently working for Cognizant as a business analyst with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry. She is skilled in Microsoft technology, has great communication, presentation, team building, and management skills. She holds an engineering and MBA degree. Cognizant has also recognized her contributions to the organization by awarding her the Hats Off Award in June 2019 for her exceptional contribution towards PCB design and implementation, and pat on the board in 2018 for Best Strategy and Implementation of Financial Report of YTD. She also actively volunteers in trainer and soft skill trainer government schools children through Youth for Seva and Youngistan Foundation. I now request Ms. Priyanka to share her experiences with our audience, which may enlighten them about the role of IT in today's changing world and inspire them to pursue their education with vigor and strive for excellence. Over to Ms. Priyanka.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. So let me just start sharing my screen so that you know. So my sole purpose of this speech today is to let know students of today's generation to understand the importance of IT. Why is that IT is in such a big boom? Why people are behind, you know, why is that careers in IT are very important in present scenario. So as a student, even I have been in this situation wherein it would be very difficult for me to figure out what career path should I be selecting. Yes, I hold a engineering degree in electronics communication, but then I work as a business analyst and HR operations. So it is a different. There is a lot of difference in what we have studied and what I'm working. So the bridge or the gap, how to analyze what you have studied and what you want to do, and I would be giving the overview of how IT is such a boon to us in present scenario. So I'm sure that students listening to this at this point of time will be having doubts as to how do I go about with selecting my career path. Okay, is it that IT industry, is it only for computer science people or information science people, or even other stream people do fit in IT? So all these kind of doubts that it's common in students would be clarified in today's session. So relevance of information technology as a career option in current scenario, let us see more about how it happens. So when you have to know about IT industry as a career, there are some things we really need to understand before we cater to it. So main thing is why do we want to get into a career in IT? What is it like? Just because all our friends are getting into IT, what is that is pulling IT as being the big industry in today's situation? So, and we'll also see about what kind of jobs are there in IT, because there is always a misconception about in people that there are only coding jobs and only computer science or IT engineers fit into the IT field, and for others. So what are the different roles available in IT? How IT is so vast that you can actually, each and every person has some or the other fit in an IT industry. So we will see what are the job options that are available in IT, and we'll also see what is it feels like working in IT field. How is the work culture in IT industry? So how are people getting benefited? Being how is the balance in life, or how are they personally and professionally getting the scope to improve in IT field? And also, last but not the least, we will see about how, as a student, how I would be able to choose correct path in IT. So moving on to why IT, why career in IT, why people are behind IT. So they so why IT is so much booming is because it is high in demand. Nearly every other business existing has something or the other related to IT. So, for example, we take banking system. So, a banking system just does not run like it was running a decade ago. So, wherein they would maintain big ledgers. So, there would be a person manually entering each and every detail in the ledger. So now, if we take example of SBI, we see that SBI is so huge. There are lakhs of accounts, lakhs of transactions, crores of transactions happening. So it is nearly impossible for a person to maintain a ledger, to physically be present and manually keep a check on what are the happenings, how things are functioning. So IT has got that complete work simplified. So be it ATM machine, wherein you don't have to stand in queues in banks filling the challans and getting money. Just you go put the card, it scans the card, you get the money. Right, that is the IT, that is the transformation we have seen. And you see there is internet banking. You don't have to go to ATMs or the banks to get your balance checked or your transaction checked. So everything is there in click of a button, right? So coming to healthcare industry, hospitals have so much of data that has been stored. So how do they cater to the needs of patients when they are in need? So they have the entire data set up on cloud, or set so they have entire data accumulated. So a person just enters the name of the person, name of the patient, and the complete history is available for the doctor to analyze. So this is IT. This is what IT services, IT applications organizations have done. And you see that IT jobs are high in demand because they are really well paid jobs. It is a skill, it is a skill set that is in demand. So to handle this much of data, this lump sum of data, you need something like cloud, wherein all the data can be put up in the cloud, and whenever there is need, the data is just, you get it in fraction of seconds. You give the input, you get the data. That is how it works. So to make that function, you need skills, right? So there is a accumulation of varied skills to get this complete function. So people are getting really paid very well with niche skills. So it is putting down the time of human manually interacting with things and getting everything done at the touch. So everyone is moving to digital transformation. The best example for this is our Arogya Setu app. Correct. So Arogya Setu, we all know that with the COVID pandemic, government has launched the Arogya Setu app, wherein our complete details, our complete information, our health information, personal information, everything is there. So every other business is opting for adapting anywhere, anytime access. Okay, so now I have to book a cab. I can't go stand at the station and book the cab, right? So I have it in app. I just check the location, I select it, I book it, I'm done. I get it done. So as our government is pushing into digital transformations, so we are coming up with digital apps which help everything to be done in at a second, at the touch of it. So IT is definitely high in demand in all the other industries. Then high growing industry. So you see that IT is there in IT services, it is there in fintech. Fintech is nothing but financials and technology for data storage, e-commerce. So for example, we take a manufacturing industry. We know that there is some process designed in manufacturing industry, but it is highly impossible for a person to keep their monitoring about if all the functions are working properly. So for example, we take a PepsiCo Limited. So there is something called logistic and inventory management. So there does not need a person to be there, manage everything and count everything, count the data, how many bottles have been produced. No, we have a software design which counts every other bottle being produced, and by end of the day it gives the complete insight that okay, so this much is the produce, this much is the expense, this much is the destruction or the damages happen. So just imagine if a person has to sit there and do, what is the efficiency? So efficiency is really bad. How can a person sit there and monitor each and everything, right? So you see that in manufacturing industry, people are adopting certain softwares which is suitable for them. And coming to fintech is financials in technology. So there are these financial companies or firms which deal with crores of rupees. So they would get an application or a software design which just does like, okay, I enter the details, I enter the amount, it gives the complete some calculated tax deductions, or the what are the other deduction, what is the saving, what is, so everything related to financials, what is the profit, what is the loss. So at just the click of enter on your keyboard, we get the entire data in an Excel sheet. So to design this, there is a back end calculation which is needed, which is done by the IT industry. So there are these set of people who design such application to different industry according to their needs. So when it comes to data, we know that data is the new oil. There is lot of data here. We have lot of data in educational institutions, be the students data, their marks, and government has so much of data. Aadhaar card, where is our Aadhaar card details stored? So all our Aadhaar card details are stored in cloud. Data are stored in cloud. Everything is virtual. There is no CDs, no RAMs, no pen drives, no floppies. No, it is not at all reliable. So everything is stored in cloud. There is huge information stored in cloud, and data storage, database management is one of the highest booming field in IT industry. So we have so much data, and we can't let even 1% or 0.1% of data to get leaked, right? So catering to the security of the data, maintaining the data, and releasing of data according to the needs is one of the biggest challenge, and it is one of the booming industry. Coming to e-commerce, with the busy schedules of today's life, people are not ready to go out for every other thing, or they are not having that enough time. So we have everything at the click of a button. E-commerce, example for e-commerce is our Amazon, Flipkart. So we don't have to go in search of things, moving around shop to shop, right? So e-commerce websites are designed so well that we just give the requirement, we enter the requirement. Okay, I want so and so thing. I just enter all the various things coming into that category applies. So there is a lot of brain in developing this e-commerce. So okay, suppose I'm searching for laptops, and if a mouse comes up in between, so it is not the correct design. So people have to put in a lot of brain in designing. Okay, so now I'm searching for laptops, I have to get all the laptops. I put a filter, laptops ranging between 30 to 40,000. So all these have been programmed at the back end. So there is a humongous data or connections that has happened in back end, which helps you know get that entire data what you need. And the payment gateway, how is the payment gateway done? Once you select, you have to buy. Is it secure? You're putting your card details, you're putting your bank details into it, your amount is being selected there. Is it helpful? Is it correct? So is my data getting leaked somewhere? No. The payment security takes in so much of care to design that there is no data leak. Our card information is our personal information, so there is no data leak. So IT industry has its role in every other industry coexisting. Financial and banking and financial, healthcare, being media and technology, be it financials and technology. So all these are other industries which are existing along with IT industry, which uses IT industry as a base for their, for improvement of their efficiency, and to cater to their best needs, and by reducing the amount of time, or reducing the spillage. So that's how IT industry is ever growing industry. And the biggest plus point of IT is global exposure. We will have projects coming up from all over the world. So we sit in India. Most of the times we offshore, people have clients from US, UK, and all over the world. So when you see in a broader perspective, the work culture is very different to other countries. So India might have another kind of work culture. UK or European countries have a different work culture. US has a different work culture. The accents are different. So when you get in collaboration with people from different parts of the world, we get to learn how do they function, how are the strategies implemented in that region, and better understanding on social and work related protocols. So India has certain protocols that we follow as IT employees. So US has different set of protocols that they follow. Europe has different protocols. So me being connected with US, UK members, I have to understand how they function, how are the work culture there, what is the timings, time difference is there. So so it is like collaborative, open-minded outlook we get by working with different people all over the world. And we also get insight of local ecosystems. So we are developing some, suppose I'm developing an app for India based on the Indian habitual status or Indian climatic status. So suppose I am developing something for US. So the scenarios are different. People, how they function in US are different. The climatic conditions are different. The population is different. The living style is different. So we get to understand all these and come to a place wherein we can design something which suits best for that geography or that ecosystem. So with IT you would get an overview of how things are working globally, and you this definitely helps in improving a lot personally and professionally too. And coming to versatility of jobs, so there are many jobs in IT. So I would just like to quote my example. As I already told, I am electronics and communication graduate, and after my graduation, I had some time. So I was freelancing with one of the education startup. So it gave about educational services to schools. So I was working as a marketing coordinator, and the best part about working in a startup is sometimes you have to take up multiple roles, so that way you get explore what you're good at. I joined as a technical writer, or I content writer, and then I realized that I'm good in communication. I moved into marketing, and sometime when there is scarcity of teachers, I did do some teaching. So this kind of gave me an insight about what I am good at. That period of 1 year that I worked in startup, that gave me an insight about, okay, I these are my plus, these are my minus. So then I joined Cognizant in 2017, and I was put into development of Java. By then I had realized that I am Java or coding is not I want to do. Somehow I cleared the training, and I was put into a project which was dealing with billing systems for Warner Brothers, which is the media and technology. So at one point of time I started feeling I'm really not able to give my 100%, or maybe this I want to do. And so I had a point in my mind that, okay, this is not I want to do, this is not I will be in my life. So I had a little insight that, okay, I'm good in communication, these are my good skill set, why not try something else? So I contacted a couple of peep managers. I spoke to a lot of directors to understand where my skill set perfectly fits. That is when I came across the opportunity of being a business analyst. So I'm really happy with the work I'm doing. Ultimately, that happiness or the satisfaction is what you need. So I realized that, okay, job is what I want to do. It is a functional role, it is not a technical role. So in the same way, we once you get into IT, you somewhere feel that, okay, this is not what you want to do. You always have versatility, you can move around. And IT just doesn't mean developers or testers. There is web developers, there are software developers, there are database developers, database management, there are managers, there are project managers. So managers and project managers do not come into complete technical, they're functional. So me as a business analyst, I come into functional, we come into role of managing, and there are a team of marketing who get to sell our products, our services outside. There are finance team who maintains the finance, the revenue, budgeting of the company. So how is that the inflow and outflow of company is calculated? So they gauge up the funds, they decide up the budgets, and there are HRs, which is very important. And there are different types of HRs again, and there are HRs who do hiring, there are HRs who do project management, there are HRs who do engagement activities, and you also find operations management people, you find admin people. So it is not only for engineers, it's not only for IT. You see, marketing has MBA people, finance has MBA, BCom, BBM, BBA, BA people, HR has BBA, BCom people, MBA people, and web developers are MCA, BCA, BTech, even and also there are projects which are related to healthcare. So we also do hire, the IT industry also do hire doctors, nurses, because you need expertise advice when you're designing something to them. So they do have lawyers when we are dealing with LMS system, the legal management system. We do have lawyers employed. We'll do have doctors. We have nurses. So It's a collaborative thing. So it is like there are versatility, there are many jobs. So you need to figure out what you need to do, what you best fit in. So when you are studying and you would be having just a small knowledge of that, so it is like just get a broader insight what are all the roles available, where you could fit in that. And again, you see, web developers are very different from software developers, database developers are different, managers, the work managers do are different, project analysts are different. I will explain about each of everything. So every other graduate or every other skill has something or the other job role in IT industry, because we need everyone. We are catering it to all other industries. So we need mechanical engineers, we need electronics engineers, we need electrical engineers, we need art students, we need commerce students. So it is variedly open for all the streams. And coming to IT gives you continuous growth. That is for sure, because every now and then there is an upgrade going on. I am okay. Just example is the way our phones get upgrade, right? We get that Android upgrade or OS upgrade. Why are you getting upgrade? It's nothing but the people who are working in that are finding that okay, everything there is a scope of improvement. Even a 0.5% change is a scope of improvement. It is a learning. So suppose I am learning some version of a tool now, and the company that came up comes up with a new tool again. So again, I need to upgrade. It is a marathon. So if you have to survive successfully, it is a marathon of learning. So you understand the skill, channelize, and keep updated with the surrounding. And also you're working with a group of people in IT, so you tend to interact with different set of people working on different things. Maybe you can get along with them and learn something. So there is always a scope for learning, there is always a scope for betterment. So there is always vast knowledge. There is no stoppage for learning. There is no stoppage for upgradation. How we upgraded from Windows 1 to Windows 10 to 12, right? How we upgraded from basic Nokia phone to smartphones, and still we are upgrading, right? Over the time, there is always scope for betterment with growing age, right? So IT gives that complete freedom, complete overview or complete trigger for us to be engaged in learning, practicing knowledge, or gaining that skill. Because IT is survival, it is more about survival. I need to be upgrading my skills so that I get in par with my fellow mates. So there is always a gist of learning, and IT companies do offer that courses. They offer external certifications. So okay, now they see that this is the requirement, and you find out that you really need to improve on that skill. You can anytime approach them, and your companies, IT companies, will be more than happy to afford it to you or make a way for you to learn, right? So there is always continuous learning in IT, and it is growing every minute, every second. So there are more opportunities for women in IT. So before a decade or how 1.5 decade before, we see that number of women working itself was less. But present date 2020, you see that women in IT account to 46.9% of total workforce, which is nearly half. And this is something really commendable, right? So women are no less, right? Yes, they are no less. There is a lot of knowledge. Even women can do gaming development. So it is just that they need to come out and explore opportunity. And I must say this, IT is very safe, very, very safe place. And also we do get some perks of being a woman in IT. Suppose we are staying off late, and there is always a person who's managing. Okay, women are staying late, they always come up with cab facilities. So if there are only women in the cab, we do have a person as an escort. And I we do travel a lot. People in business feel like me, we do travel a lot. Each and everything is tracked in our system. It is the same for men also. There is no difference with men and women, but I am telling, how safe is it for women? Yes, we do have perks of leaves, we do have flexibility of timings. People don't enforce, and there is a very wrong misconception in the society that women in IT are getting paid less than men. No, 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 no. It is the biggest myth. When it comes to promotions or when it comes to your deservability, it is just you. It is not you as a gender, or there is no difference that okay, she is male, she is female, he is male. There is no difference. They see you as you. You are an individual identity. You know, okay, they see as Priyanka, they see as some other person. What have they worked on? Have they really contributed for the betterment of the company? There is literally no difference that is being shown on gender basis. It is only dependent on your skill, your work culture, your work nature, and your attitude. Completely. I have been in industry, and I also am an entrepreneur. So there are lot of chances. Government also encourages lot of women entrepreneurs. There are lot of opportunities. Now suppose as a women entrepreneur, I'm availing a loan. So government does support women with providing loans in lesser percentage compared to normal. So there is nothing to fear about. There is no fear about the pay difference. There is no fear about career opportunities. There is no fear about safety. No, every IT is very safe. You're among really well mannered, well decored people. So there is no pay difference. Any difference in your promotion or achievement or your pay is happening as an individual. It does not happen on the basis of gender. So I can say women have equal chances, and it is very safe. And I really appreciate a lot of women coming up with ideas and joining up in IT. So moving on to, so till now we saw why IT is in demand. So let us see what are the different kind of job roles in IT. Okay, so let me start with software engineer. So what does a software engineer do? For example, uh, government came up with this Arogya Setu app. It is an app. WhatsApp is an app. The WebEx we are using, YouTube is an app. It is an application that they are designing. So government would have given this project to some of the company, and there are set of people who develop this. So who are these software engineers? They are application developers, software architects, system program engineers. So what do they actually do? They do coding. Yes, they do coding. They come up with software architects are the senior most people who are like experienced more than 7 to 8 years. So they would know. Okay, suppose I want to design this application for this, to catering this need. Which technology should I use? Which language should I use? So which gives the better efficiency? So the key skills of application software engineer is analytical skill. They should analyze. Okay, if I use Java, is it gonna work? If I use C, is it gonna work? So how can I collaboratively work with new technologies so that end-to-end need is being fulfilled? So logical thinking. Yes. So people who give requirement, they'll just tell, okay, I want this and this app which gives me so and so details. But you have put in your logical brain as a software engineer how the details should come. Okay, so when I log into an application, what is the first thing I do? I give my email ID, give the password, I give the OTPs or whatever the main credentials to log in. So this is a logic, right? So the person software engineer has to put that logic. Okay, only once you give the the credentials, you can log in, right? So I can't just log in and then give my credential. That is illogical. That there's no point of having that credentials. So you they work with a team of collaboratively, wherein there is a architect, there are software engineers, there are junior software engineers, there are analysts. So collaboratively they understand the requirement, they come up with a plan, they come up with plan of action, they decide on what has to be done. So they do system level software designing. So there's some software design for a laptop, so that kind of software, it's a broader perspective. So they do programming. Okay, so now I designed the app. So where do I store the data? The data can't be just left out, right? There should be somewhere the data has to be stored. That is when the database management comes into picture. So okay, so they decide. So based on the budget, based on the requirement, should they go with Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Cloud? There are so many other cloud services provided by different companies. So all this planning, designing, execution comes into picture when a software engineer is put into place. So what is a system analyst? System analyst is, so okay, now the software engineers have got an application, so they need to analyze it. Is it correct? Is that required for that place? So now there is some Aadhaar card app is only for India. So if they go launch that in US and Europe, it's of no use, right? A system analyst has to understand, so where that fits in, understand the ecology, understand the product. So the roles are product specialist, system engineer, solution specialist, technical designer. So what are the key skills for a system analyst? So they should be having the ability to extract and analyze the information. They should have really good communication, because once they analyze the information, they should put it forward to different teams who are working, correct? So okay, now I understood that there is a requirement from a bank. What is a requirement? Okay, so the requirement is, as and when I finish the transaction, I should get the receipt. So as a system analyst, I need to understand how does this work, correct? Okay, so if he has to get a receipt, he should have an account number linked to that. There should be some account details linked to that. Only then I can give the data, right? So system analyst analyzes this. So once he analyzes it, he has to communicate it to the team, and he should be really persuasive and sensitive, because when he's putting forward to team, there are certain sensitive information which people might not understand. So there will be information, banking, suppose we take in banking, so there are very critical sensitive informations like passwords or account numbers, the CVVs which will be used in a transaction. So a product specialist has to understand, as a payment gateway, are these secured? Is it maintained securely? Yes or no? If not, he has to come up with an alternative. So this job needs a mix of business and technical knowledge and good understanding of people. Yes, they have to understand the business. What is the need of the client? Why is client coming up with requirement? Sometimes client just tell in vague words, okay, I want a challan printed. So as an analyst, I need to understand how the challan has to be printed, and how the developers, how the software engineers get into place in getting this. And they need to understand how people have to work. They need to plan it up, and then communicate it to the team. This is the complete flow of what a system analyst do. So it is a techno functional. So technical as well as functional. Functional is communicating, understanding, logically designing. Technical is understanding what technology goes into it, and which is the best fit. And moving to the third one is business analyst. Business analyst is what I do. So we are called business architects, we are called consultants, business specialist or business analyst, executives. There are different levels, and managers also do account for business analyst. So as a business analyst, the main key skills is communication, presentation skills, facilitation, project management, and problem solving. So business analysts are the bridge between customers, clients, and the team here who is developing or catering to that. you're a bridge between those two. So a business analyst has to understand what the requirements are. they f- they really play a very important role in understanding. Suppose there is a requirement for an application for vending machine, and the user or the customer client wants vending machine designed only which disposes three at a time. Now, me being a business analyst, the catch or the important thing is vending machine disposing three items at a time. That is the important thing. Now, if I miss out on that information and I just tell the development team or the technical team here that design a vending machine, they will do what I say. So they are designing a vending machine with the basic functionality of disposing items at a time. So what did I miss? I missed the important thing from client, that is disposing three items at a time. So it is complete failure. The client should be disappointed with you because you are the one who didn't deliver what was told, right? What was the requirement you didn't understand. As a business analyst, we need to understand that and communicate correctly. Now I understood, okay, three are items to be disposed. Now when I am telling it to my custom or the people designing here, I should tell them, okay, so three of same type should be coming up, three of different, three of different prices will be coming out. So I need to convey it properly, and I will be documenting it and facilitating that. So I have to manage and design how the project has to be released, how the design has to happen, what are the different stages, what is the time period, what is the budget for that. So the basic skills or the basic complete brief is they identify the opportunities for improvement and process for the business operations in using information technology. So complete on a nutshell, they bring from the time the project has arrived the company till it is delivered, they would maintain it, and they should make sure they're delivering it in the right time. So this is what a business analyst or a business architect, IT consultant does. Moving on to technical support. So there is a misconception that technical support means call center jobs. No, there are help desk support, operation analyst, problem managers. So there is some application that is running. Okay, so there are users even inside the company who are using that application. Now me in Cognizant, we fill the timesheets to record our working hours, correct? So sometimes the systems won't respond properly, maybe due to application issue or any internet issue, any such issues. So what do we call? We have a internal support system. We call them. We call the help desk asking for why it is not working. So they are people who are having complete knowledge of that application or complete knowledge about what is happening. So they have wide ranging technical knowledge, problem solving knowledge. They should have communication, listening skills, patience and diplomacy. Sometimes there would be a fault in the system, so they can't really come and tell up the customer telling that there is a fault in system. So it actually puts up a negative impression on the clients that there is a fault in system. So they have to know, they really need to be well versed in communicating that. Instead of telling there is a fault in system, you can tell that system is under maintenance. Okay, so the client or the customer would understand, oh, there is a maintenance activity going on, and that would be coming up again. So the system will be coming up again. So, there is a way of putting it. So if I tell my system is not working, it is total negative way of telling and putting down my application, my system. So I would tell that it is under maintenance. We are checking. We would resume back. So that is when communication, understanding the problem. For sometimes there are calls coming from different parts of the world. There would be language issues. There would be sometimes very new issues that you wouldn't have anticipated also. So we need to understand, as a technical support, I need to understand what exactly is the issue. Okay, so how is what is the best solution I can give to them, and I really need to be patient and understand and give the correct solution. So they are the professional troubleshooters in the IT industry. Coming to network engineers, we know that IT, or for that example, any other industry is connected via networks. We are now connected via internet. It is a network. So these hardware engineers work on the networking. So there is this. They should have the specialist. They should be specialist in networking, knowledge about networking, switchings, communication. They need to plan. Okay, there is a breakdown somewhere. They need to plan how to get it rectified, because there are a lot many other things relied on that. So without disturbing the other functionalities relied on that, how do they solve it? How to plan it? You need to plan it, plan the problem solving, and then bring it into action. And I must say this, network engineers are very responsible and very important for securing data storage, data disaster recovery. So one recent example is Cognizant hit with the ransomware attack. So there was this ransomware is much bigger than a virus. Some servers were hacked. So our network engineers worked day in and day out to rectify where was the server attacked. So Cognizant is a global company. It is highly impossible, very difficult for one to find out where was the exact hacking, right? So the network engineers put in their complete efforts in finding out which was the server that was hacked. So what all data was breached, what all data was leaked. So if this data leakage is there, it is a biggest breach and it is illegal, and the client can take complete legal action on the company. So securing the data, catering to the data, or handling such issues, network engineers are the one who does that, and they are they require high technical knowledge in understanding the complete network flow. Even there is a small disruption in the network may cause complete breakdown of the system. So they in and out monitoring. So due to the climatic condition, we might face some problems. So network engineers keep on monitoring that. So come to technical consultant. Technical consultant are technical specialists, technical architects. These are highly experienced people in the company, more than 10 years. They would have worked in a couple of projects. So they are called consultant or specialist for a reason, because they have worked so much, they understand the industry so much, they would be able to suggest very well when it comes to planning and designing. So the key skills of the technical consultant would be communication, presentation skills, technically and business understanding, project management. Okay, now they have to present to the client, telling what do they come up with. So they should be well versed with technical knowledge, so that if there is some questions coming up from the clients, they should be in a position to answer. They should be in a position to defend why they are going with the certain technical aspect. So technical consultants provide technical expertise to develop and implement IT. So other than this, there are technical sales. Technical sales, project manager, they both are non-technical. They are functional. So technical sales are the team which involves in selling of the product or selling of the service that we are catering. So be it the sales manager, account managers, sales executives. So there is something I developed as a company. So how do I go and pitch in to get market? How do I get the market? How do I get sales? So they come up with strategies. They have they should, the important skills are they should know product knowledge completely. Now if I have to sell some product, okay, so suppose I'm selling a pen to you, I should be having complete knowledge of the pen, what kind of material is used in that pen, what is, how long is the duration of the pen, how long does it run. So what if there is a breakage, how do I come out of it. So a technical salesperson has must have complete knowledge of the product, and they should have interpersonal skills. Correct, you need to understand the opposite person, what is its need, how do you put it forward to person who is wanting certain service from you. So sometimes you have the best service in the industry and you're not able to put it forward to that person, so it's of no use. So they don't understand what you really have and what you're really giving, right? So you should have this amazing interpersonal skills to convince or sell your product. So technical sales may be one of the least hands in technical. They will have the basic outline of technical knowledge, they don't need to have the complete technical knowledge. Okay, what are the basic above questions that they get? So technical sales may be one of the least hands on technical roles, but it still requires to understand how IT functions and how it is used in business. And coming to project manager is a product owner, product planner, project leader, or master scheduler. So they come into action where how to design what, how many people are required. So okay, what are the resources required, the budget planning, problem solving. They should have very good communication, clear thinking, and ability to stay calm under pressure. So as a project manager, sometimes the deadline is just in 2 days, and if you see the completion of project is just 70%, I still have to complete 30%. So if I get into pressure and I put this pressure on the team, the productivity of the team decreases, so efficiency goes down. So I need to plan, okay, I have a duration of 3 months, how do we, so there are methodologies of planning project called agile methodology, and we have waterfall methodology. Based on the client requirement, a project manager plans how many resources are required, what is the budget required. So they organize people, they decide on the time, resources, then make sure that the project is completed in time and within budget. So all these responsibility comes under project manager, and project manager is not an entry level job. So a project manager would have at least minimum of 5 to 6 years minimum, because it is not easy to understand the functioning of IT, right? So the minimum knowledge they would be having. Now coming to web developers are completely different from software developers. What is a web development or a web developer? Now we have so many websites, we have our college websites, our company websites. So these web developers develop, design, and implement the website for that. So to develop a website, so for any college, any company, website is the face. uh, Okay, now I want to see about Kasturba College. I would search in Google to understand more about Kasturba College. I see in the website, okay, who are the founders? I see what all courses are there. How I get the address? I get what is the strength? Where does the university stand? Where does the college stand? Or which university is it catered to? So, website is the face of our company or face of any college or companies or our functionings. So a web developer has to understand which web technology should be used. Okay, suppose mine is an e-commerce website uses different technology, because you need to get a lot of front end changes, back end changes. There'll be a lot of data. When it comes to simple websites of colleges, so there is very less data, minimum necessary data. So the language that they use are different. So for a minimum basic website, they use HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and UI UX developers. They design. So for e-commerce, there is a lot of front end design needed. So a web development is a broad team that covers everything to do with building website and infrastructure that sits behind them. So there is a big team which decides. Creativity is also one of the biggest thing for a web developer. Okay, so this is the requirement, how would they bring it up in a much creative way to keep the user sticking to the website. Suppose Amazon doesn't look the way it looks, it is looking very boring with plain view. Why would I stay there? I lose my interest, right? It is psychological. If something is not appealing, something is not colorful, it is psychologically we tend to lose interest. So that is when the creativity of web developers come into place in designing it. And we do have software testers. Who are the software testers? Okay, now I develop an application, I develop a software. You can't just release it into the market. There is someone who needs to validate it. So software tester roles are test analyst, software quality assurance analyst. Now as I told, I designed a app which, or a mobile app which gives me the complete bank details. Now a software development team or application development team has done that without even testing whether that is working correctly or not. How can you release it to the users? No, you can't. So you, once user finds out that something is not working fine, it is a big drawback to the company working on it. So that is when the software testers give attention to each and every detail, organizing the details. They write test cases, stepwise method to find out how the functioning, whether it is functioning according to the requirement or not. So analytical and investigating mindset is required here, and communication. So once they do testing, they find out that okay, this is not working fine, this is not going from page 1 to page 2. So they have to get back to the developer telling this is not working according to what client has told us. So bugs in the system can be a massive put off for any company. Suppose I am a customer and I come and tell, no, you did not develop what I wanted, and next time I am not coming to you. That is a really big off for the company. So that is when the testers come into the picture. So to maintain the productivity, reputation of an IT firm, tester try to anticipate all the maximum ways how a application or system should function according to the needs. And digital marketing is booming again. Why is digital marketing booming? Everything is in phone, everything is in laptop, everything is on TV. Who really is giving pamphlets outside? Who really reads the flyers that is given on the road? No, we don't. How many of us really see the billboards on the road? No, we don't. We do tend to, but attention doesn't go there. So we do have ads coming up in Facebook and Instagram, or when you're googling something, you get the relevant ads. So suppose I am a customer, I am looking for a company who does um, website designs for me. I don't know anyone in Hyderabad. Okay, I don't know anyone in particular place. I just Google telling best digital marketing or best website development company in so and so. So you see, my company comes in the first place. So how is my company come in the first place? There is something called SEO, search engine optimization. Digital marketing, SEO plays a very big role in bringing business to the company. So what is this SEO? So it's just analyzes the keyword. Now what is my keywords here? Website development in Hyderabad. So these are the keywords. So I need to put in lot of traffic in my website. What do you mean by traffic? Number of people visiting my website. If there are 1,000 people visiting my website, and analytics, there is a analytics happening at the back end. So Google does analytics. Okay, ABC company has 1,000 viewers, CDF company have 500 viewers. Obviously my position comes first in. So when you search something, you get a list of 10 websites. Obviously we'll go with the only first 2 or 3. Who even scrolls down to the end of the page? Even if it is a good company, we don't go to the end of the page and select, right? So that is where digital marketing, SEO engineering, social media marketing comes in place. So we need to understand the marketing skills, market analysis, understand the trends, and communicate the in a very better way, and also putting it in a form that people understand. So digital platforms, as I told, it requires a lot of planning and strategies. Coming to HR, we all know that there are HR executive, HR managers, HR directors. So main skill of HR is communication, people management, and operations. So there are HRs who go to colleges to hire. After hiring, there are set of HRs, set of people who do onboarding process, who, because we are as a freshers, we would be very new to industry, we have no idea about what is happening. So as an HR, I would give you the brief. Okay, this is how it functions. These are the things you need to follow in an industry. These are the rules, protocols. So in the complete maintenance of harmony in a company, HR plays a very vital role. Then we have operations. Okay, so a company is working fine. Will it work fine without the facilities? So operations executive, operation managers comes into place, making decisions. Okay, there is some event happening in the company, so operation manager decides what are the logistics needed. So okay, what time should be blocked? So how can this be communicated to everyone without disturbing their work? Okay, there is some event like there are some person coming from outside to give some speech, so they need to make the arrangement. They make arrangement. There are also some facilities like cafeterias. If they are not working fine, operations team get into the place and look into it. So the complete responsibility for logistics and organize or logistics and management and organization, preparing budgets, inventory, supervision of employees, the operations team takes place. Finance and revenue. So this is when the commerce students come into place. There and even MBA with technical also have a lot of importance in this. So we have budgeting, right? We see India government budgets so and so amount. The same way company budgets. What does it budget based on the previous revenue, based on the profit margins? There is this revenue and finance team which plan the actions, what are the activities. So they need great interpersonal skills and are they should be comfortable talking to different parties, correct? You need to talk to different people of different forms, and proactively you need to be looking up as a revenue team or finance team. I should be looking up for new opportunity to improve or increase the revenue of my company. And coming to marketing and sales, so it's similar to what technical sales we see. This is marketing and sales, getting the project or getting pitches. Oh no, I am a website company, I pitch in for a client telling I could cater to this need. Bidding how much? Okay, now I bid for $1,000 and I tell them in $1,000 this much is what I am providing you, more than what you require. So making judgment and quick decisions is important for a marketing and salesperson. And understanding the trends, understanding the surroundings. So marketing managers play a key role in helping business promote their projects and improving the revenue, right? So till now we saw what are the different technical non-technical jobs. So let us see how is it in IT industry inside. Unless and until you come into IT industry, you wouldn't understand what the work culture is. You know, you will have to work with different people, different kind of mindsets, different experienced people. There will be people lesser experienced than you, more experienced than you, working on very different things. There'll be various roles. Whatever we saw, you'll see this all people coming into action. So you will get to understand what are the different set mindsets of people, what are the qualification, what do they do, how are they very important in IT. And you will learn. Now I am working with a team of two people who are working on different technologies. Since you're collaboratively working, by all means you will end up learning that technology. You will or you'll have you'll be you'll be talking to them. You'll be frequently interacting with them, so you will tend to understand, you'll tend to learn something out of scope that you're doing also. And building solution with customers. So sometimes your managers or your customers are stuck somewhere. You are the fresh mind, you get some different ideas you can put in. And also IT provides travel. So for not for all, for business people who have to go and meet the customers, we do have travel. And IT takes complete responsibility of the travel, stay and everything. So you get to travel, meet a lot of people, get an outer perspective of different people globally, nationally, everywhere. So outreach, community activities are one of the biggest things in IT, biggest activities. So it is our corporate social responsibility, CSR activities. We in Cognizant have something called outreach. We have certain budget. So we believing in giving back to the society. So we do have people visiting government schools, schools, giving them insight, giving them training. So we do provide certain laptops to schools who do not have computer facilities. So every other company believes in giving back to the society, and that is what is known as corporate social responsibility in community programs. And coming to the fun part, we have lot of events happening. So we do have dance competitions, debate competitions, we have our annual days, family days. So there is a lot of importance given for family days, so wherein you can take your family to the company, show them how company functions. So there are different kind of events coming up to keep us engaged, customer engagement programs or employee engagement programs. So all these is fun part. Other than the serious part, there is a lot of fun. So yearly once there is budget given to each and every employee, so that they have their recreational activities, and they also award you. You get a lot of rewards. So on an inside, this is how IT works. So now, as a student, as a graduating student, how will I choose the right career? This is a common question among everyone. Same I did face, and I'm sure none of you will be having that clear idea. You will be having here and there a little idea. So there is a process where you can decide on to how you can choose the right career. Correct. So first, your educational qualification, that's really important. Now your finance background guy, you can, I told you what are the roles you fit in. Your MBA, BBM, BCom guy, you can understand what kind of roles are there. Now you're a software engineer, you're a technical, non-technical, or you are a person in MBA. First, your education matters. Okay, so once based on your education, you can apply for the required job. Analyze your skill. Analyze your skill. You may be really good in coding, and you may be average in communication or understanding. So based on the skill set that I gave you till now, analyze the skill. So I analyzed that my communication is my biggest plus. I analyzed I am good at people management. I analyzed, okay, I have good presentation. So on based on these skills, I decided, okay, business analyst is something I am good at. I am not good at coding. I am not good at coding, and my brain doesn't function that. Analyze that. Okay, so I am good and so thing. I really enjoy doing so and so thing. So understand that, and then you can decide on what you want to try. And as I already told, there is varied opportunities. Even as you get in as one role, some role as a developer or tester, you didn't like it, or you didn't want, you didn't find it interesting, you always have the chance of switching to non-technical jobs. Okay, suppose I am in a non-technical job, I am in a customer support or a tech support. I really feel I want to do some coding, I want to do some gaming development, and you have that skills. Yes, you have wide opportunities open for you. So before jumping into that skill set, jumping into the opportunity, make sure you have the skill set in you. You should be damn sure in proving people, yes, I have the skill set and I deserve this. So analyze, channelize, and act. So based on these three, you will be able to decide what exactly you want to do in your career, what is the right thing in your career. So even if it is not the right thing for that moment, you still have chance of changing, right? And then as a graduate, there are these 5 things you need to keep in your mind. Just keep this hard and steady in your mind. Always have a positive attitude. It is very important, and it will take you places if you have positive attitude. So your manager comes and tells you, okay, Priyanka, do so and so work. Now I know that I don't know how to do. No, I can't tell it on his face. No, sir, I can't do this because I don't like coding. I don't do this. It is putting a negative impact on you. He will get a negative impact. In fact, you can tell, I would learn. I am not versed with it. I will learn. So at least you have that positive attitude of telling your manager that you will learn, right? So you're giving positiveness. So when someone comes and tells you do this, don't put it off. Yes, take it up. If you try it, maybe you will, maybe you will not. If you can't, you always have the chance of going and talking to your team people, like, I tried and this is not it is, would you be able to help? Be open for learning. So um, the second one is, don't just go for higher salaries. Now you see that, okay, a company A is offering you 10,000, company B is offering you 20,000, company C is offering you 15,000. Just because company A is offering you 20,000, just don't jump into it. Understand the company. Is company giving you any benefits? Is company having that work life balance? Sometimes we never know. High paying companies may push you into mental struggle, right? Or maybe they push you beyond your limits and you may end up not being happy. So at least initially, don't keep salary as a bar. If you get an opportunity, just hit it, whatever it is, because you're in the phase of learning. First 3 to 5 years of your career is very important, very very important in learning and deciding what you want to do in the next coming 15 years. So and then no company or job is small. Don't think that joining MNCs will give you bigger knowledge or bigger insights. No, sometimes joining in startups also will give you a lot of knowledge. I joined a startup in initial stage, though I was getting paid very less, very minimal, but I took it as an opportunity. So always keep it as an opportunity, and trust me, startups are no less. They give you a lot of insight about how. I'm not telling MNCs doesn't do that. Just don't stick on to the big MNCs and reject the offers coming from a mid scale companies. Okay, every company has its share to give you, and always take up a job that helps you prepare better. So there are some jobs wherein some companies where they do not encourage continuous learning of employee. So don't take that up. If you feel that that's not right, no. If a job is not helping you improve in whatever you're doing now, then that is not correct, it's not right. So think about that. Think about something which helps you being better in coming 10 years. You should be in a better place. And friends, career is a marathon. You have lakhs of people running that. If it is survival, IT industry is completely survival. You need to keep yourself upgraded, understand the trends, understand. You can't stick to old age things, right? Old age languages or old age way of working. No, every second gives you scope of improvement, and you be smart enough to pick that opportunity and develop yourself. It is a marathon. You will win if you take up the hurdles, if you jump the hurdles by making yourself higher, by upscaling yourself. And coming to the last part, there is certain common myths which even I had and which I hear from lot of people outside. It is, there is job scarcity in IT. No, there is no job scarcity in IT. Even in this present COVID situations, companies are hiring, companies are paying because it is happening. Yes, why will there be job scarcity? No, there are so many business integrations happening. There are so many industries which are taking IT services. There is something or the other always there for a IT job. So there will be no job. There is no job scarcity, and there is a myth that there are thousand lakhs of engineers coming out. So that's why there are no jobs. No, there are jobs for each and every person. Maybe the person graduating is not skilled enough of getting the job. That such kind of people end up telling there is scarcity in job. As a person in IT, as a entrepreneur, I can say there are no scarcity. We have abundant openings. You just need to get into right way of getting it. And then this is one really common myth that BPO and BPS jobs just means call center jobs. No, BPO, BPS jobs are not call centers. There are technical people also, right? So there are people who understand the technicality. Okay, I, as a person in the company, I call the help desk people to give me uh, solution. They are highly knowledged. They are just not call center. They don't receive the call and keep. No, they help. They give us solution. They give us an alternatives of how it can, we can cater to it. So BPO, if you hear the name BPO, BPS jobs, don't end up thinking it is call center. Not at all. BPS is business process system, business process operations. So you are one of the key. So BPO, BPS jobs, one of the key job roles in IT. Of course, if so many things have to function, you need people who need to help. You need people who understand it. Now, I can't understand everything. Those people help me out. And there is no lesser job, higher job in IT. No, salaries are equally given. Even BPO, BPS jobs are equally given. Software engineers are equally given. Maybe the salary ranges depends according to your skill and your educational qualifications. And then one can excel in IT only if he knows coding. Well, pretty much I've covered that coding is not the only thing in IT. There are technical, non-technical jobs. So many things are there. So by now, this myth should have been outbursted in among you people. And IT degrees are worthless. This is something I really hear in people who are non-engineers or non-graduates. People are telling that there are lakhs of people graduating. There are lakhs of software engineers graduating. They are left jobless. No, nothing is worthless. It is your actions which will make it worthless. Every degree for that matter, engineering, BSc, BCom, BBM, MBA, every degree has its value if you use it correctly, if you channelize it correctly. There is no degree that is worthless or not having impact. There is, everything depends on us, how we portray ourselves, how we put it, how we understand it, right? So this is it. Future is IT and get into it. They don't have any questions about IT being coming down or IT industry being not growing. No. Future is IT and will be IT. And get into it. Thank you. So any questions? Hello.
Thank you very much, Priyanka. It was very informative.
Thank you, Divya.
Like as you said, we have like many questions from the participants. So I'll be asking you the questions now.
Sure. Sure, Divya.
Should I start? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So like there is a question which is like repeatedly asked. So I just wanted to highlight it. Like, what are the courses to be learned to work in IT field?
So there are a lot of other courses. So suppose it depends. So if I want to work in you say I want to work as a database in a database management, so then there are courses like Amazon Web Services. There are different tools, Microsoft tools. So you need to understand what you really want to work on, correct? So understand what I want to work on, and every technology is needed. So there is no technology which is not needed in industry. Every technology is there. So when you decide on what you want to work on, you will find lot of certifications, companies or outside firms offering certifications courses. So based on you decide what is the job role you want to do. Based on that, you will have lot of other external certifications also being provided.
Thank you. The next question is like how to prepare for an interview.
Yes. So this is very important. So in an interview, first screening happens as aptitude and English exam. right? So your aptitude and in communication exam. So be smart enough, understand how you can clear that entry level. So that first is to remove the cream, right? Okay, these are very simple questions, simple logical, or they will not be technical, it will be simple logical questions. Then comes the technical round. So when you're giving a technical interview, even you don't know that question what he's asking, the interviewer asking, don't tell it on the face that you don't know. that that is not a right attitude that person is looking. So, and yes, interviewers know that not or the students would not be knowing everything. He is very well aware of that. All the thing that he'll be checking is your attitude. How are you portraying yourself? When you don't know something, don't tell I don't know. You tell I am less exposed to this, but I would really be happy to learn it. Put it in a positive way. Don't put it down telling I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. These three words put. He just sees your um, the way you're portraying, the attitude with which you're doing. So that is what happens in the HR round also. So they see how are you handling. HRs tend to ask you the same question repeatedly, so that they observe, are you getting irritated, are you getting losing your nerve? No. So be patient, be calm, be real. Don't try to tell everything in the world that okay, you know that, you know this, you know that, you know this. No, don't put yourself into trouble by telling something you don't know. Just tell what you know, and be good in your communication. Communication plays a very good role. You need to convince them or confuse them. So communication, be smart while answering, be to the point and have a positive attitude. This will definitely end up in getting a job for you.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. The next question is like the students who doesn't have the campus placements in their college, how they
Hmm?
have to approach the companies for any job position.
Well, there are a lot of companies hiring posts. They are posting it via LinkedIn jobs, Monster Jobs, Naukri.com, Indeed. Other than these, you also can, in companies, we do have something called referral systems. So now I am in a company. If I get to know that there are opening for so and so, I can refer. So internal company referrals happen. Okay, then there are certain outside companies which do help in placements, but don't go for these firms which tell that pay me money, I'll get you placed. No, please don't fall into that trap. That's a trap, completely trap. You will end up wasting the money. So you have these job portals, and try to interact with people who are already working in IT. The referrals like that can help. So these are some platforms which keeps on posting job opportunities. So if not campus placement, there are also companies which do off campus placements. So just keep a track of all this in these platforms. You will be well informed about the openings.
Yeah. So the next question is like there are like many students who are asking this question, like is the IT job, or are the IT jobs are only related to the engineering students, or they are open even for BSc or BCom or BBA or BA students also?
Everyone, I did cover this in my presentation, right? Just not engineering. You are a BCom person, we have finance department. You are an MBA person, we have marketing sales department. You are an arts person, or even you are a medical pharmacist, pharmacy person, BSc pharmacy. Still, we are IT industry hires doctors, nurses, pharmacists, every other degree, and it is not confined just for engineering. So there are different job roles for different graduates.
Like next question is like if there are 100 members who are approaching for the same position, how the
Mhm.
HR should I?
Okay, so if 100 people are approaching for 10 positions, suppose. So as I told, first the test that they do will be based on the aptitude. So that is when 50 to 60% of people get filtered. Then your positive attitude, how you put yourself, how you talk. Interviews are mainly on how you present yourself, not how much you scored or not how much you got. I need to make this clear. Your marks doesn't decide whether you're getting a job or not. Even a person who's having backlog can get a job. Even a person who's having 98 99% might not get a job. And your marks has not yes, your marks does impact when they are doing the selections. Suppose a company comes and they see that there are 1,000 people and they are only recruiting 100 people, they keep a benchmark of 75%. So that is when it comes into picture. Other than that, once you clear that benchmark and you are into the interview, whether you are having 100% or less percent doesn't matter. It all depends on how you handle the situation, your communication skill, your body language, the way you present. All this adds up.
Yes. The next question is like, what about the job security? Like, will the company take out us without any reason? Like, this question is also like from many participants.
Yes, if a company removes me without reason, will I be quiet? No, the company doesn't do that. No company removes you without reason. So maybe there are some violations that, as an individual, I would have done, or you see, for entry level up to manager, senior manager level, there is nothing like layoffs. You are reading in and day out that IT companies are laying off, right? That is not true completely. Numbers are not correct. See, they are laying off director level or senior director level, and they're not just telling, just firing them, just go from the job. No, they are giving them 9 to 10 months salary. They are giving them privileges. They are making their life secure for coming next 1 year. Only then they are asking them to quit. And coming to the entry level or first 10 12 years experience, no one will ask you to simply leave the job without we being in that situation of being in the wrong place. And other than that, no, company cannot remove you without, just like that. So there, it is pretty much secure, and it is in our hands how we maintain it.
Yeah. Next question is like, who are called technical architects in specific?
Okay, so technical architects are software engineers, okay, with experience of more than 10 years. Architect is the one who plans. They should have that much knowledge in order to plan it, right? So technical architects are someone who is very well versed with the industry, about the technical knowledge, and combinedly he's a experienced person. So, who started as a technical analyst or software engineer, after over a period of time of 10 15 years, they have become a technical architect.
Yeah. The next question is like, this is a very important question. Like many
Yeah.
people will think like, why to enter into some other company? Why can't we start our own startups and all? So like, can you suggest or can you give them any idea about how to start their own startups and all?
Definitely, this is one of the very very good question. Yes, uh, to understand or to come up with a startup, you should first have a innovative idea, right? So now you see there are thousands of companies out there doing same kind of jobs, same kind of functioning. How is that your idea is innovative? So come up with a innovative idea. As a fresher, if I want to do a startup, no, my startup is close to 6 to 8 months old. So it did not happen in one day. It just did not happen like this. We had a group of different experience, different background people. So we came up with an idea. So okay, so this is the idea. You build up a team. You need a team. Solely you can't do it, because you'll be drained out someday and you may end up giving up. No, come up with a team of like-minded people, same thoughts, same process. Implement the idea. Talk to people in different pages of life, how things work. So if as a fresher, if I am starting a startup or a company, I would be having very less knowledge on it. So talk to people, talk to surrounding people, talk to elders, talk to experienced. Come up with a plan of action. How you can bring it in onto into action, and then idea, implementing, forming, and bringing into action. Then comes the funding. How will you get the funding for the startups? And government, follow the government policies. There are so many support from so much support from government, from Indian government for startup. So understand all this, and don't rush into getting starting something. No, understand, take, do your research, do the complete in-depth research about it. So you will understand. Okay, you may fail first time, second time, no problem. I have failed couple of times, but then don't live the zeal. Have that zeal of doing something. Fail, lose, but just stand up. That is when a company or as a person you will become successful.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. Next is like I just want to ask this question. Like even I
Yeah.
have observed like many of the students will have stage fear, means they cannot talk in front of the other people. So how to overcome this stage fear problem? Like the moment we ask them to come to the board, they will start shivering. So how to overcome this kind of problems?
Yeah, stage fear is very common. Very common. Even before starting this presentation, I did fear. I did shiver. But how you overcome is the challenge. That is where you win. So how do you overcome the stage fear? What is stage fear? When you start thinking, what will people think when I talk something? That is what creates a fear. Give that up. Live it. Whatever it is, let the people think. It doesn't matter. Their opinions or the way they think about you doesn't matter at all. This one thought is nothing but stage fear or fear of facing people. Just keep your mind blank. You feel that you're talking, when you're talking to your parents, when you're talking to your friends, you don't have the fear, right? Because you know that they don't judge you. You don't know, you know that they are your people. They'll understand whatever you do. Simple. Just remove the thought of what will people think about me if I talk like this? What will happen if I go wrong? Nothing will happen. Do mistakes, learn from it. Don't do the same mistake again. Do some different mistake. Learn from it. Learn from your mistakes and remove this thought that what will people think about me? This is the biggest question mark, biggest fear. Once you overcome that, trust me, you will be an amazing speaker. Whatever I am talking today that did not happen just like that. I faced it. I made a lot of mistakes. My English was very bad. I improved it. Channelize your energy, channelize your thoughts, put it into form of action where you can improve. So that is when this fear and the internal struggle, mental struggle, you will overcome, and ultimately you will become a really good speaker.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Like we have even few more questions also, but like as the time is, it is 4:30 already. So whatever the questions asked further, I will be personally mailing you, and you will address them via mail. And we are receiving like very positive feedbacks from the participants who are listening you through YouTube live stream. Like the session is very useful, and you have taken live examples of your own career, and you have presented all those in front of us. Like really it is making us positive, and they are even asking us to share the ppt and video in group because it is very useful, and even
Sure.
we are also very much happy to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine, Divya. Pleasure is mine.
Yeah. So like now it is
I would,
time. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, I would take a moment in thanking. So,
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly thank Kasturba College for giving me this opportunity. And more than giving an opportunity, I really appreciate the thought of bringing this kind of webinar for students, because as a student, I have been through that and I did not have that one go to person who could explain this to me. And as a college, you have taken that initiative in helping helping the students, which is really commendable. And I would like to thank the principal, vice principal, and all the conveners, and especially thanks to Divya Bharti ma'am for giving this opportunity. And I hope this was a really helpful session. And I would drop in my email. Any doubts, anytime, please drop in your questions. And you can also get connected to me in LinkedIn as Priyanka Ashwath. So I will be there to help you. And yes, let us bring out the best in us and let us make things work for us. So this is with this note I would end my presentation, and thank you so much for everyone for being a part of this webinar.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much, Priyanka. Now it is the time to say vote of thanks. I request Kalaivini from the Department of Physics to say vote of thanks. Over to Kalaivini.
Ma'am, am I audible? Am I
Yes,
audible?
you are audible. Yes, yes, you are audible.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Kasturba Gandhi Degree College, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our speaker, Ms. Priyanka Ashwath, who spared time from a busy schedule to grace the online webinar conducted by the Department of Physics and Electronics. Thank you, ma'am, for your efforts, ideas, and elegance of explanation in the field of IT career. It was very informative and a great presentation indeed. And I am sure that each one of us would have gained a detailed view of career in the field of IT. It was a very brief explanation on why to get into IT, what jobs are available, how to choose, what are the work cultures, benefits, most importantly, women empowerment, their opportunities, gender equalities, and a lot more. The positive attitude one should carry, and a lot. So I thank you, ma'am, for the in-depth explanation. Also, a heartfelt gratitude to our principal, Dr. P. Sunita, ma'am, Vice Principal, Dr. R. Rashri, ma'am, and all the lecturers who are behind the screen for their best arrangement for this program and an enormous encouragement for the present and future events too. I also extend my thanks to the participants for your cooperation, comments, and appreciation. And your feedback link will be posted on the respective WhatsApp group. You will receive e-certificate within a week. Thank you all. Have a good day. Hello.
Are you back?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's done.
Okay. I think we can stop the live here now.
Yeah, you're done. Can I stop it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes.